The views expressed in the following podcast are not officially endorsed by any brewery or distillery, or by any business or sane individual who has heard us in the past. They do not reflect the views of our employers, spouses, friends, colleagues, neighbors, or our sober selves. Two and Change accepts no responsibility for any bar fights caused by this podcast. Your mileage may vary.
There's really no intro to this. We just let's just launch right into it. What do you think,
Okay.
Josh?
Well, welcome to Two and Change. This is Josh. We are recording live at the
Into the mic, Josh. Into the mic.
At the London Brewing Co-op here.
That's live with about half the equipment we normally have, so this is going to be an interesting one for
And
us.
we'll probably have to replace half of it because Josh, just
Yeah,
dumped half his beer out.
You
on
know
the
what?
That's
equipment.
amazing.
That's just,
He
no.
never drank a single drop, and it's
Nope,
already all over
I
the
had
table.
a sip
Oh, you did?
at the bar.
Ah, there you
and
go.
then
Okay,
I sat
okay.
down, and then I hit my knee on the table, knocked the table, and it managed to miss all of the equipment. I will
Everything.
say.
Yeah, it was
Everything.
remarkable. Like, the
Despite the
entire
amount of
table was
space that
covered
we have.
except where the equipment was. It's amazing. Well done, Josh.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm Mike. I'm drinking a dark matter, now with nitro.
Yeah, so you're drinking beer. This is an
I
occasion
am.
for you.
Well, you know what? We are here at a brewery. I figured when in Rome. Also, they didn't have any Scotch whiskey, so this is what I'm drinking.
Well, yeah, it's a brewery, not a
It's a
distillery.
brewery, exactly. Yeah, which is fine.
And of course, this is Tim, and I'm drinking a local 117. What's really cool about this beer is that it's actually all the ingredients, I think, come from 117 kilometers of this location.
That's 68 miles for those of you who prefer it in your backward system.
We have lots of American listeners. You have to
Definitely
So for
42.
both of them,
Definitely
we say
42.
we're
42,
sorry.
definitely 42. Yeah, 68 is probably not the right number. I don't know. Google it later. This is a fact-free show.
It's a fact-free show. No, it's actually quite a nice beer. It's we'll actually do a bonus as well. Just we'll grab a flight of beer. We'll kind of review them together. Just sort of
Absolutely.
see how it goes. But we normally don't record on Saturday mornings. We normally don't record at live locations. We normally don't
Saturday
record
mornings. What he means by
with
that
us.
is that it's actually 5 p.m. because we're not alcoholics. We're not drinking beer at,
Well, we have to come to these places when it's not.
It's
as busy.
11:25. Don't listen to Mike.
It's 11:25. It's close enough. And yeah, it's it's a nice humid day. We'll throw up as many pictures as we can because this place, you got to check this place out. It's
It really
amazing.
is.
It's got the industrial warehouse sort of look to it. You can look at. I think it was. I'll probably do a little more research here, but I think it actually was like you see like all the equipment, metal beams, but it's also really well decorated. Lots of different things on tap. So shout out to our hosts today. So cheers.
Yeah, we appreciate the letting us set up shop in here today.
Absolutely. So, like I said, we didn't really have a topic today, so I thought we'd just more talk about drinking and beer culture and that sort of stuff. So basically, when we first started doing the show, we sort of pictured doing more things like this when we went out to bars, that sort of thing. Now, we've been going, 7, 8? No, so we started October. So this is 9 months now of Two and Change.
Yeah.
From the inception.
Almost
all
full term.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost full term.
We're ready to give birth, and here we are in a bar. So we have to, if there's any sound quality issues, we apologize in advance. But hey,
I apologize for nothing.
I will refund your money.
Exactly.
If you don't like this.
The price was right for this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, get what you paid for.
Perfect. Yeah. So, guys, question then: beer culture. So, obviously, there's lots of breweries and stuff springing up. Do you think we're going to hit peak beer at some point, or
No.
why is that?
Because for thousands of years, people have been coming up with cooler and more interesting ways to make alcohol. That's never going to go away.
Well, not necessarily the production, but I mean, like, is there going to come a point where the market's just too saturated for the home brewer to make the jump and start selling their stuff?
I think so. We've actually started to see that. I can't remember where the heck I saw this, but there is a slight decline in the actual amount of purchase of beer, both on the craft side and on the large market side. And I think that we're starting to see that. And I think maybe we've hit that sort of, that peak. Whether or not it takes, tanks after that or falls apart or we've just sort of reached that natural zenith and it levels off. I don't know. But, I think there is. I mean, at some point you can only sell so much alcohol when there's only there's X amount of people, Y amount of drinkers. Yes, you can maybe increase like alcoholism or something, but I wouldn't encourage that.
Mission accepted. Mission accepted.
Cheers, yes. Well, I think for me, what's going to happen is that I think there's still room for the craft beer market to grow, but I think the overall market for beer, I don't think you're going to sell more beer. I think you're going to change drinking habits is
Sure.
what we've seen. So, I mean, for example, you Mike, don't reach for the Canada Club. You reach for this specialty or that specialty or that
Absolutely.
sort of thing. Same thing with beer. Instead of reaching for, get a 40 of Carling or something, Carling Black Label, you get, 2-4, sorry, not a 40. We're saying Edward 40 hands here.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like 40. Where do you buy your beer?
no, you guys too. I
40s,
still drink.
40s exist.
I don't know what you're talking about, guys.
40 ounce
I
bottles.
still drink Schlitz.
It's okay.
I don't
It's
drink
hey,
Schlitz,
Billy
that's
D.
the-
William endorsed that. If it's good enough for Lando Calrissian, it's good enough for me. Hey, by the way, he's going to be in the next Star Wars, apparently.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a cameo in it.
Nice.
I wonder which creative way they're going to kill him and break my heart.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Like
So-
they do with everything.
Yeah. No, I think what's going to happen is that people are making different choices. So, for example, I drink this beer. I would choose this beer. If I know this is brewed in my backyard, well, not literally my backyard, but if I know it's brewed in my neighborhood.
That'd be gross.
And I know some pretty good home brewers, man.
Yeah.
Which I would like to bring one
If
on
the
show at some
hops
point.
was grown though, like in your backyard,
Why would that be gross if it's good stuff?
it's right in the city on a corner.
So? Well, here's the thing. Would you eat strawberries or tomatoes grown in your yard?
Yeah.
Well, what's the difference?
I'm with Tim on this one. In fact, I actually know someone who makes his own beer as well, and I've tried it. It's not bad.
Well, you usually buy it from a supplier, though. You usually buy the equipment, not the equipment, but the actual stuff from the supplier. Now, I think their rhubarb here, I remember seeing online, there's a sour rhubarb they have here. Maybe we'll try that a bit later. I think they actually take it from local gardens.
Oh, that's cool.
There's nothing wrong with growing your own shit and using it. I mean,
Oh,
granted, if you're going to make large scale production beer,
That's-
you may want a little better quality than,
That's-
that corner of
Yeah.
earth where, the
I
cat,
don't really
the
necessarily
cat
give up
season.
quality doing it on a smaller scale.
Hence the joke. Like, I wouldn't want to see a big batch of beer made with a product that doesn't have a lot of care in as far as the where
Yeah.
it was grown.
The market sorts that out. It just wouldn't sell.
But when you make something when you make large batches of stuff, the smaller flavors tend to start to come out a little bit more in bulk, right? When you make it a small little batch, it's nice, it's neat. All those flavors and stuff are complex, and this goes across any kind of food or stuff. But when you make it in a large mass, when you start to equalize that flavor out, it's on those bad flavors tend to start to dominate, and I think that's when you're going to start getting weird flavors from the hops. From
No, absolutely.
I mean, I don't
I
know
think-
beer enough, but I can imagine
Yeah.
that that's the
Well,
case.
I've done the tour here, and it's interesting because as soon as you start scaling up, so for example, you wonder why you go to places like Labatt and that sort of places. They've got they've got additives to their malt, so they've got rice and they got all sorts of stuff. As much as it's about cutting costs, it's also about consistency.
Yeah.
So they figure if they keep this ingredient, this is why Labatt, for example, can brew Sleeman at their location, or Budweiser, or all these other beers just based off of formula, because they're not necessarily worried about only buying local ingredients, what's locally available. They've got it down to a science. That this from this from this from this, regardless of the supplier, we can make the beer taste like that.
Well,
Yeah.
and then back to the scale thing, right? It's you've got one bad bag of grain that you put in for your smaller beer. You catch it, you fix it, you're out, a little bit, right? You have one bag of grain and you've made,
A vat of
500,000 gallons of
Yeah.
stuff, and that has turned all the flavor of that beer. You're now out $300,000,
Yeah.
$400,000, right?
Yeah.
And that's,
or you simply market it
that's-
as a different flavor and sell it.
it could
New
and-
Budweiser.
yeah, the new
Now with
Budweiser.
riboflavin.
Exactly.
Oh man. Goddamn, again, Josh?
He didn't spill.
I didn't spill. I'm holding the beer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
You notice I'm holding mine too, because
Yeah.
I'm at the same table here with
Since
Josh.
this
so-
is an audio format, Josh totally just bumped the table again, and
That
beer
big
almost went.
noise.
Yeah.
That was my knee.
yeah.
Yeah, since we don't have our regular equipment, I'm sure if you're a regular listener, have seen the pictures of our actual studio setup. We've got the foam, we've got the arms, we've got all stuff. So literally, this is just, if you listen to our very early episodes, this is
step
actually
above that.
slightly less. Well, okay, so episode 5 is where we actually
okay.
bought the equipment.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, we have that set up minus the pop filters.
Exactly.
And minus the headphones too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
And all
using
that
headphones at
noise
point.
deadening and
Yeah, well, I'll try and clean it up in editing.
all the other extra stuff that.
Yeah, we'll
The
try
fun
and
stuff.
clean it up.
The fun
Yeah,
stuff.
hopefully
The
it'll
fun
have
stuff. Yeah.
it'll sound like a nice
Well,
track.
I think it's gonna sound like we're doing a live episode in a brewery. That's what it's gonna sound like.
That's the sound we're going for anyway.
Well, exactly right. I mean, listen to even just like a radio show on location. It doesn't sound like it's
No, it doesn't sound like it's in the studio. It's not supposed to sound like it's in the studio.
Yeah. It's funny. Like this would be the perfect kind of venue or place where we could have done our thing with Welcome to the Rec Room, which people have been asking. Remember we had this whole thing, hey, Rec Room, you've been served.
Exactly.
It's actually funny because of that. So my dad and I know, and a few other of our listeners listen to their podcast, but their podcast, so Keith got a much better job and he's moving out of the city. So that's kind of where that went.
Yep. So it can't happen anymore, unfortunately, because that would have been fun.
It would have been fun. Well, we'll figure something out.
Sure, great excuse. Moving out of the city down the road.
Yeah.
We know.
What are you scared? How to get another job into the city that pays like double?
Exactly.
You chump.
What an excuse.
Amazing. Stay here like the rest of us suckers.
Yeah. Be poor. It's fun.
Exactly. He's too good for us.
Too good for us. No.
Be poor, says the guy who also just got a very nice, congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. Yes. Well, have to pay those student loans somehow, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, just don't pay them.
I guess that's a possibility.
What are they going to do?
Continue asking for money.
Right.
And ruin my credit.
You've already got the house.
But I want to be able to get another...
Another house?
Another mortgage after 5 years. Yeah, I only got the 4-year fixed, so...
Yeah, mine's actually coming up next year, too.
Yeah, mine too.
It'll be fun. Higher interest rates. Yay.
Well, this is the time when all those variable interest rate people are now kind of jumping on the fix. But hey, that's not this podcast.
No, it's not. Yeah, beer culture. Is it... I don't know the first thing about beer. This is a new experience for me. I'm really enjoying this one.
Well, to me, it's not necessarily beer culture that is really what we want to discuss. It's more about... our last episode, we talked about gentrification. Okay, so we talked about going in, making areas pretty, building up things, that sort of thing. And I wonder if so in London, I think we've got 6-7 breweries that all popped up in the last 5 years.
Yeah, this one's been open looks like since 2014. So
yeah, it's been exploding, right? So I'm wondering if that's sort of a side effect of gentrification, or if it's more of a.
I think we're seeing the good side of gentrification here. And what's OEV or Old East Village.
Old East Village? It's not a thing.
It is a thing.
Okay. It's a thing in your mind. Actually,
no.
In your defense, I heard somebody that you don't know, like that's sort of a friend of a friend, who used the term on Facebook. So I'll concede OEV is a thing.
OEV is a thing.
And listeners, please tell, chime in and tell Tim, those that live in London.
How many OEV, how many people do we have listening OEV? I'm curious. Not that many.
I know, but still. Anyways, the point is, I think we're seeing like the sort of, if you want to say gentrification 2.0, but not really. We're seeing the village, like I had mentioned last episode, like in the New York City sort of style of gentrification in Old East Village. You're seeing that sort of community building, bringing up a community, getting rid of these vacant buildings that have gone, instead of going into disrepair, they're repurposing them into other things. You're seeing businesses grow organically. You're seeing the community rise, but also taking the care of the community that's currently here and helping them out. So I think this is a great example where gentrification can go well.
Yeah, and we'll definitely put a link to the co-op site because this is a worker-owned place. It's pretty extraordinary what they do here.
Well, it's what I love about this entire setup and the way that this community is rising from like a grassroots level, if you like. That is something that has to happen organically. It's something that you can't. There's no federal government that can come in and throw money at this problem and make it go away. But this has to come from the ground up. It has to come from the people.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly that's what libertarianism is all about. Let the government get their ass out of its business.
And Josh is already twitching.
Let the people who are there rise up out of and make it better. And they did. They did here.
Well,
this is an example of it.
I think it has less to do with libertarianism. Sorry for the clanging noise, folks. We actually kind of
the clanging noise is perfect. You can tell that this is a district that is a little bit of everything.
It's busy. No, so for me, it's more to do with a shift in demographics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm looking at a local brewery may have done okay 10 years, 20 years ago, but now it's exploding because people would rather spend their money locally and on having more experiences.
Yeah.
Coming to a place like this is more of an experience.
Sure.
Whereas people would spend their money, going, say they want the RV, they want the cruises, they want the trips to Hawaii or Dominican.
Yeah.
Now people are looking, okay, what can we do locally? That might be because there's maybe less money with this generation than previous.
It's almost like, this thing called capitalism has gone in and wrecked an entire generation for the money, so they can only spend it.
Well, hold on. Don't discount the value of coming to a place like this for the experience. The reason why people aren't going on cruises and expensive vacations is because they don't need to.
Yeah, no, I'm not discounting it at all. I'm very much in favor of this kind of thing, but I wouldn't say it's libertarian. I would say
It's capitalist.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with capitalism in certain veins. It's unfettered.
Stage capitalism.
It's unfettered capitalism.
Unfettered late stage capitalism.
Unfettered capitalism is the problem, right?
Yeah. I'm going to make you a tinfoil hat. You know that, right?
Yeah. So, anyways,
There's this great meme on the internet of this guy talking into a microphone with a tinfoil hat just out in the park somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm just picturing.
This is why we can't have this is why we can't
hipster
have
Josh with his
with his tinfoil hat and his hipster glasses. Those are very, very nice glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do make you look like you know that hipster university college kid meme? He looks very much like it's a very uncanny resemblance there.
So listeners, we'll post a picture up of Josh, and you can tell if he's more hipster or late. Okay. Anyway, we're going to take
The challenge
break.
is caption that photo when you see it.
Yes, a caption contest. So we'll discuss the logistics. We'll discuss the logistics on our break here, and we'll be right back because we need to get another round of this fantastic beer.
One word separates the greatest podcast from the minimal podcasts. Awards. Exactly. That's what we're up for, folks. If you can come out to nominate us, we'd really appreciate it. Go to podcastawards.com. We're nominated for the comedy section. I don't know how we ended up there, but hey, if you could register to nominate and go ahead and nominate us, we'd really appreciate
There's
that.
a link on twoandchange.ca for how to make that all happen.
Awards.
All right, welcome back from that break. I am going to go ahead and take this chance to plug something that we're really excited about.
Oh, yeah.
This sounds cool, actually.
It does.
So we are officially in the running for comedy in the comedy category with Podcast Awards. So we're trying to
Nice.
hopefully
Yeah.
win an award or at least get an honorable mention. So it is more to come on that, but if you want to take a look at us, there is a nomination. Sign up at podcastawards.com.
We'll definitely throw a link up.
But
We will.
we'll throw a link up. Just give us a look. We'll start sharing it more and have more details on what to do. But if you want to nominate us, we totally appreciate it. So
yeah, we are listed there. So I mean, if you want to kind of throw our names into the running, that would be fantastic.
I was amazed they let us in the running. Be like, who are these people?
And Josh bumped the table yet again. Well, I'm just holding on to the beer, Josh.
that's what I back in my hand.
Amazing.
Wow. Okay. So so check out that site. I'll throw the link up. You know what? It's just kind of fun to be in these sort of things. Not that we're a little shameless in our promotion, but here's the thing: we don't really promote ourselves all that much. I mean, we promote ourselves within the
Only
show.
every single episode.
Well, of course, we promote ourselves within the show. I mean, this is why we keep growing organically. I mean, we're not like here's the thing, and I absolutely mean it from our bonus from a few weeks ago. If we're only 2 people listening,
We'd still do it.
we'd still do it, which is weird because there's 3 people doing the show. Someone's not even listening to our own show at
exactly.
that point.
Why are you
But
both looking at me?
I don't know.
We've met. That's why we're looking at you.
I've had to break your Twitter thumbs before. Remember that skit?
Yeah,
Oh God, yes.
I'm still recovering from that.
Hashtag needle dick.
Look at this.
Hashtag needle
Ruined.
dick.
Yeah.
Ruined. Just ruined.
Oh, look at his thumb. It's an audio format, Josh. You got to explain what you're doing.
Yeah. Apparently, Josh and I are both double jointed.
Oh my God, that's freaky. Don't do that. Stop.
that's-
Ew,
yeah.
ew,
Look,
don't
if I
do
could
that.
be-
Ew,
yeah,
he's
that's annoying.
touching me. He's touching me. Bad touch. Bad touch. Okay.
Amazing.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
It's a very mature conversation.
Oh, we're having a great time. Well, I mean, this is the
Well,
two
this is
part
the-
of the two and change.
Well, yeah, so I mean, we've gotten our next round. I'm actually drinking. I decided to try the neighborhood tart this time.
He's drinking a neighborhood tart.
It's actually a raspberry wheat ale. So I was
Please
just-
hold your puns, Josh.
And you
well, actually, I was just told that so their first batch they brewed of this, they actually canvassed the community for the local rhubarb.
Yeah.
and that kind of went in the first batch when they made this. So it's kind of cool. Like again, sort of the ethos of just very community based brewing, and that's really I'm all about that because with beer, I mean that's how it originally was. I mean, you go to towns in Germany, to the Czech Republic, like this is what they do. This is where beer gets started.
Gets started?
this is how beer really got started. It's more of a like Cologne, Germany. Like
How early did you start drinking, Tim?
mind your business.
Can't drink all day unless you start in the morning.
Mind your business. That's how early I started. So no, I just love the concept of local. I think that's kind of what we're driving to with the cultural thing. It's that I think there's been a big shift, not just with beer, but a lot of different things that people are talking more about local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That is definitely a societal shift, which is, I think, a sign that perhaps from the day-to-day perspective, people perceive that they have more disposable income, not less.
Well,
because you're not spending thousands of dollars on the cruise, but your day-to-day, like your monthly budget, I spent $14 on those Starbucks coffees from last episode. That was 2 cups of coffee.
And $13 got me 4 local-ish, Ontario brewed beers, you know?
Yeah, but people are doing that. People are spending that kind of money on their day-to-day activities, which is, I think, a healthier way than, slave like a dog until once a year you blow a couple grand on a more lavish vacation and then go back to the grind.
Enjoy your life. Enjoy
Exactly.
your life.
And
I think
that's the societal shift.
Exactly.
It's less of the, I need to have this great big trip, this great big vacation, and more of the,
you
I'm going to
need
enjoy
the big
day-to-day.
house, you need the big car, you need the,
I think the move away from consumerism, I think you see more trips, but and I think that's part of even the trends that you see in vacations and stuff tend to be more experiential.
Yeah.
They used to always go to, and still there's a lot of people do. They just go to Mexico Beach. They spend, $3,000. They stay in a hotel. That's all they do.
You know what? If you like it, you like it. It's
You
not
like it, you
necessarily
like
a
it.
bad
It's not a
thing,
bad thing. You want to relax. I get it. I have 3 kids. I understand. But that was the only vacations people did, right? They didn't go, and now you have people going to, backwoods, nowhere parts of the world and working with the local community, experience the local food, the taste, and they can do so on a much more affordable base because of, the internet and access to these communities that weren't there before. Airbnbs
and for me,
stuff.
I really wonder, like, this whole thing, because local was the name of the game probably up until the early 20th century. Because early 20th century, you start getting advertising, consumer culture, getting interconnected. And I think that's kind of when local kind of took a back seat to what's big, what's national, what's the best product, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And now I think we had 80, 90, 100 years of that. And now we're starting to dial it back a bit and start going back local.
Well,
I don't think that's a good thing.
And I think the thing to that, I think I sort of spurred a thought, and I think you're onto something there. I think that's that's what's happening. But I think that makes sense because you sort of had the marketing men and the mass economies and stuff, and making perfection, and making meat that was not going to kill everyone, and the FDA regulations, all those sort of things.
You needed that. You needed that.
Yeah.
So you needed that to happen, and now that you have that in place,
You needed stricter government regulations and more government involvement in
exactly.
your life. I mean,
So once that happened,
Twitch.
so once that happened, and once you had that stability, you had this sort of competitive advantage that no one could go with. And then you had the advent of the internet. And then now
Global Village happened.
Global Village happened. You have the access to information. You have access to the same
you can
resources.
talk to anybody across the world without it costing you an arm and a leg. It's just a couple clicks away.
You can go and you can get stuff that would have been impossible
Remember
to
that
get
scene
before.
from Cable Guy? When he's like, the information superhighway is on like the dish, and he's like talking about like this thing, you could play video games with a person in Japan. He's like, Jim Carrey's a wonderful character there. And you know what? Slightly early, but he was right.
He was.
His character, I guess, was right.
Yeah.
But
that's
that's the nature of the world. We're becoming more connected, yet at the same time, because we're becoming more connected, well, not maybe necessarily because, but we are getting more connected. And we're also becoming more local at the same time. I like this trend.
And also everyone, and even from a business perspective, everyone can be a marketer now.
Yeah.
Right? It's not this, people may be good or bad at it, but that doesn't mean that, but anyone can.
You're a marketing person?
Yeah. So people can be
which
good or bad at it.
do you fall into?
So, mediocre.
Well, where are you in the scale?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So-
I'm not putting our beverages in the mediocre scale today, because honestly, it's just such a great experience. So we're going to do a formal review for our bonus, but it's just it's so good.
Oh yeah, almost spit your beer out with the mediocre there.
Yeah, I
almost
did.
did a
It almost went up my
He's a
nose.
mediocre marketer.
Yeah, he's a mediocre marketer. That's
Exactly.
incredible.
I think we're going to change his title.
Mediocre
He's the
marketer.
mediocre marketer.
I can be the mediocre executive producer, mediocre marketer, mediocre
Content manager.
Content manager.
I'm okay with that. We gotta do this thing where we're gonna put Josh's face on a shirt with the mediocre word underneath it in like the yes we can poster
the
style.
Obama poster.
You joke. I would totally wear that every day.
He would wear it with his own face on it. I love this.
You think I'm joking? I think that we should make.
You think I'm joking?
So this is my pledge. If we can get to a consistent 100 100 episode download,
Yeah.
or like 100 downloads per episode. That's what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
We'll release the T-shirt.
Sure. We'll start offering the t-shirt.
Well, merchandising.
Merch.
So you can wear my face. It says mediocre on it. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. I don't
That
care.
sounds like a great thing for you to wear 4 times and then put in the bottom of your drawer and forget about.
Exactly.
That happens so much. I can't tell you how many T-shirts. I have like one from the London Fire Department with just like smoking.
Is it
like,
is it a human rights violation that I have to say that anyone who wears my shirt has to be attractive?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to release these shirts in exclusively XXXL size.
That doesn't mean people aren't attractive. I just
Well, I'm just saying that with your face, we can only do so much.
fair enough.
That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. So yeah, so I think
If you ever looked at our beer or our alcohol reviews, you'll see his face is
Yeah.
our mediocre scale.
yeah,
They are.
yeah. So you see the face, and I went to buy glasses online to get some new glasses, and it has this like feature. Which,
At
by the way,
hipstersrus.com?
no, these aren't new glasses. I just
okay.
have had them. I need to get new glasses because my prescription changed. But online, by the way, just as to our audience, definitely cheapest way to get glasses. You can return them. All
Hey,
frames.
online, you owe us money now.
All frames and glasses, like sunglasses, everything, they're all made pretty much in like 1 or 2 factories.
Yeah.
So Ray-Bans and dollar store sunglasses are actually made in the same factory. So
Yep.
it's the rest of it's marketing. So if you go online, you can actually get glasses and frames for like $35 instead of the $200. Anyways, so there's this feature that has like your face. And it's like, oh, you can take a picture of your face and we'll reverse it so you can see what the glasses sort of look like on you.
And did the computer refuse to upload
It
yours?
refused to work. It was like
Serious?
broken. It was like
Your face broke the internet.
the webcam was like, nope. Your Adobe Flash is not updated. I'm like, yes, it is. I just updated it. It's the newest version.
It's just making up excuses
Exactly.
for you.
It's just trying to make me feel better.
It's not you.
It's
It's
not you.
me.
It's Adobe Flash.
Exactly.
It just wasn't working.
Yeah. It's not you. It's me. It's the Flash.
Exactly.
I'm
Oh
having
my
issues
God.
with it.
That's amazing. Love it. So I guess. Pause in the conversation. No.
Awkward.
Awkward pause. Well, this kind of goes to the germ of the show. I mean, we don't
germ
plan
of the show?
Well, the
germ.
the germ,
The infectious disease of the germ of the show.
That infectious disease within a show. That makes sense.
Yeah, we're like an infection.
Yeah.
like scabies.
We're cockeye.
Herpes. Like herpes.
We're
Herpes is
cockeye.
best. Cockeye.
That's a type of bacteria. You have streptococci, streptococci. Cockeye is an individual. Cockeye.
That's
a bunch of cockeye.
Swing and a miss.
yeah. That's yeah. No. So
Germs.
germs. Yes.
I like the bacteria that was involved in making this beer.
Well, yeast, but sure.
Sure. I like yeast.
Well, there's always bacteria and everything. I mean, it's interesting when you look at all the scientific studies that say we've kind of really undervalued bacteria as far as, how our digestive health works, how our health in general. We're almost like in a symbiotic relationship with the microbiome.
I just called them microbes.
Microbiome.
Microbiome. There we go.
Yes.
Microbiome.
Microbiotic world? Is that right? Or-
Yes. We are an ecosystem. That sounds like a really...
We are an ecosystem. Spock.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Ecosystem.
William Shatner, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
No, you're not.
Beer. Beer is always interesting.
Yes. Oh, yes. Love beer. So, no, the idea behind the show was this. Like, we liked having a couple beers. We like talking. We like just having great conversation.
Smelling
so
our own farts. It's great.
we're in love with the smell of our own farts.
That's why I'm glad we're in front of an open window right now.
Yeah. It's kind of nice.
Especially Josh. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I've never actually been to this place, believe it or not. So this is the first time here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my
I
first
drive
time
by-
too.
I drive by it all the time, but I've never actually been in. I've been all
Really?
like half the other places around here, but not like I've been to Anderson's. I've been to
You've been to Anderson's, but you haven't been here.
yeah.
Well,
I just for whatever
I'll say
reason.
Anderson's
Yeah.
is probably. So what Anderson's does is they focus on. So Anderson's craft ales, they focus on maybe like 4 or 5 different beers.
Yeah.
They've certainly had more commercial success than the co-op, but that's because they're not.
They're a
co-op.
different
They're
they're a
a
different
different
entity.
entity. It's
Yeah.
a different. There's almost like a different ethos when you go there. Now,
Yep.
when you go there, it's maybe we won't record there, but I mean, it's literally like there. Maybe
Yeah.
you can swing by, but.
There is a distillery that's here in OEV too. I just don't know where it's at. Like they're doing whiskey, rye, rum, vodka.
That seems
You have my attention.
Yeah,
that seems a little scattered.
There's a couple of them.
I don't
can't
think
remember
I
which
don't
one
think
it was.
I've ever been to a distillery I've never been to a distillery, but I've never drank an alcohol from a distillery that produces more than 2 alcohols that I found any good.
There was like 3 or 4. But that was
Dylan's,
it.
I'm looking at you. What the hell is rose gin?
It's just alcohol, guys.
Unfiltered rose gin. What is wrong with you?
They just take for
Yeah,
they just-
alcohol. Well, I can use that stuff to clean wounds. That doesn't mean I'm going to drink it.
That means it's good alcohol.
Yeah.
It's doing its job.
Yeah. So there's actually one. Georgian Bay does a good vodka. They also do a good gin. They do an amazing gin, by the way,
Yeah.
for our Canadian listeners. So
There you go.
Georgian Bay, check it out. If
It's
you're on
it's
Ontario.
way up north.
Or American
It's-
listeners,
it's-
and you can easily import stuff because you don't have all these weird arbitrary rules about importing stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, hold on a sec. Are you advocating for less regulations, Josh?
In some areas, it makes sense.
Zing.
Oh,
Well, no. I actually that's.
And
I'm
prohibition.
gonna say it. I kind of would like to see Rob Ford. I would love to see him take a middle road where he's going to address some of the regulatory hurdles of getting Ontario beer
no,
sold.
like making crack
While also-
cocaine legal.
No,
or-
that was his brother.
Yeah.
That was his brother.
We don't speak ill of the dead, remember?
If they're dumbasses, you
We could speak ill. Oh, God damn it, Josh! Again,
3 for
bumping
3.
the table.
sneeze.
You realize how much is
Shouldn't have any-
okay? This isn't like high end stuff. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie and say this is like, but this is all we have. Okay, this is
Yeah.
what we can afford. Stop it.
Amazing.
Don't break our shit.
Don't break. Yeah. Don't break our stuff.
There.
There,
Yeah, Mike.
all right. Oh my goodness. So I guess, kind of getting to our final points here because we're kind of wrapping up the show here.
We are, yeah.
So it's been really fun doing a live show. I think, if this recording turns out, that's a big if. Well, I mean, I'm watching Hindenburg. It hasn't exploded yet. That's our recording software.
Does crash on occasion.
It does. In a ball of fire.
But again, I don't blame Hindenburg. I blame my computer.
You
on
blame
that
the
one.
people who made Hindenburg. Yeah, so did they.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's
did
fair, that's
they
fair.
execute a couple people for
I
it?
think so.
Yeah.
They did?
Probably.
It's
Probably.
It's Nazi Germany,
I
probably.
don't know. That was in Nazi Germany at the time.
Well, it was,
Hindenburg
it was
happened
gearing up to
pre-Nazis.
it. It was gearing up to it though.
He was gearing up to it.
Yeah.
It was like 30. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you could say that socialism was rising in popularity and turning to
It
fascism.
was
Wasn't socialism.
national socialism. That's
Right.
was nationalism
That's like
with
calling the Democratic People's Republic of Korea democratic in a republic.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's
Okay,
that's
that's
not
fair.
how. Just because you call yourself something
Doesn't mean that's what it is.
you are.
fair enough.
Oh God. So anyway, So I just want to thank our listeners here, and you know what? If you're in London, if there's a place you want us to go visit or check out, I mean, we can't guarantee we'll record there, but if there's something awesome that we're kind of missing, because we plug places, we do that quite a bit.
We do.
But we're kind of looking at, okay, now that we don't want to do this all the time because we spent a bit of money on our studio and our setup, everything like that, because we want to guarantee our
quality.
Our quality. But at
Yep.
the same time, I think, if we do this once every few months,
I'm
if
okay with that.
possible,
Yeah, and if anyone wants to throw a name out there for like a virtual reality place, that'd be kind of cool. We could do some.
Control V is pretty cool.
Yeah, if they want to give us free hour to go and do a free, that's
Just-
cool.
Just
saying.
free stuff.
I
We sound like beggars now.
yeah, no, I'm not beggars. I definitely don't beg, but please give us free stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Please give us free stuff. Yes. So the cry of the podcaster.
There.
Anyway, I just want to thank our listeners at this point. If you're listening to us,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
well, check us out on Spotify, of course, on iTunes.
Doandchange.ca.
Doandchange.ca. Check out our blog, and if you're loving the show, please write us a comment, or check out our blog and write a comment there. We're pretty responsive.
And you know what? If you
want
want to run something really angry and annoying, go on YouTube. It's used to it. So
yeah, apparently
it's
we have a YouTube channel. I didn't know this.
Yeah,
but
I didn't really
apparently
know
we have
much about
one.
this either. Yeah, we've got to start doing something with that.
It's just like, what the hell is like? Hey, we have a YouTube channel. Okay, check it out. Oh,
There's
we
two
have a
videos.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel, and there's two
So
videos
if
on
you
it.
look up 2 and change, you get 2 chains quite a bit.
There you go. Yes.
Or then you
But
get
it does
like
show
a
up,
Tupac.
2 and change.
But
Does
so
show up.
you literally have to go 2 and change all together. Scroll down, we're about the 50th. thing
Exactly.
on there.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, though,
something search engine optimization. Something.
Josh.
Get in there.
Get there.
Anyway, for
Last
2
time I
and
did it, it broke
change.
the website, so we have
There
to
it
change
is.
some stuff.
Anyway, I'm Tim.
I'm Josh.
I'm Mike.
For 2 and change, we'll see you later.
See you later.
I think this will work out.
I think this is great.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, we could do this more often. I don't know if well, like you say, the studio is
Well, we have a controlled environment. That's
Yes.
the thing. I don't think we should do this more than once every 3 months at most.
yeah. Also, the beer is more expensive, but it was good. It was good.
Not really. It's like $5 like $5.
That's not bad. That really isn't bad.
When you go to the brewers, they tend to be